It might be small, 19 millimeters in diameter, but the pretty penny's legacy looms large.
Our children and our grandchildren will never know what that copper coin is.
For centuries, this copper-coated darling has granted wishes to those who flipped one in a fountain and bestowed luck upon those who've scooped one up off the ground. Even Homer Simpson.
I found a penny!
They've adorned loafers and filled piggy banks, but change is inevitable. Now, as we like to say, tributes are pouring in, with mourners offering their 2 cents.
I'm like, dang, like, moment of silence for Penny.
Born in 1793 in Philadelphia, the penny first featured a woman with flowing hair who symbolized liberty. It admittedly had some work done over the years, most notably in 1909 when President Lincoln graced the front. But recently, the coin started losing its battle with inflation. See, a penny can't even buy you a penny. It costs nearly 4 cents to make one. Which is why on Wednesday, the U.S. Mint pressed the final penny, a move expected to save $56 million a year.
We're not getting rid of the penny. We're discontinuing the production of it.
So the penny, which is worth 1 cent, is no longer going to be in production. They're not getting rid of pennies. Pennies will still be out here flowing, guys. So it's just no new pennies will be minted. And of course, TikTokers are going to take advantage of it to create content, to get views and laughs and comments and stuff like that. So, kudos to them who are creative enough to, take advantage of this situation and, make some good content about it. But, if it's going to save 50-something million dollars, I'm here for it because we're still at a budget deficit and, we definitely gonna have to, figure out ways that we're not internally in an extended debt, for all of our lives, which I feel like we're pretty much always going to be in debt because, we've pretty much always had a deficit for a very, very long time. But, that 56 million could be used for other things. I know it takes billions of dollars to provide a lot of different public assistance and stuff like that we do have, programs that we do have in America, and a lot of that can be going towards our military. A lot of that money could be going a lot of different ways. They were saying it costs about 4 cents to make a penny, which if it takes you 4 cents to make something that's worth 1 cent, it's kind of like a no-brainer to kind of get rid of that. And I think this is also the start of where it seems like we're trying to go in the future as far as digital currency and cryptocurrency and just kind of everything kind of being a little bit more digital. I think this is kind of one of those like very first like micro steps towards that. I mean, me personally, I don't really walk around with too many pennies. When I have them, I'm trying to get them out my pocket as quick as possible. And I mean, they definitely could be useful in certain situations, like convenience stores or something like that, when you just need like a couple, a few cents and stuff like that. But even then, for the most part, man, I'm really not even walking around with cash on me like that at all these days. Because I've definitely adopted to like using digital forms of payment and stuff like that. But I have seen cases where pennies have really, really came in handy. And like they were saying, like it's like millions of pennies, billions of pennies out here still in circulation. So I don't think you'll ever see a shortage of pennies out here in the world. People may keep a few, or some people do collect them as collectors and stuff like that of currency, but pennies will still be out here. They're just not looking to make any new pennies. So, it kind of is what it is. Sometimes you have to just be flexible and just roll with the punches and stuff like that. And I did want to open everyone's minds up too. Like I said, it could be a move towards like getting us ready for just all digital currency. As I said, inflation had a lot to do with this, so it's just one of those things, guys. Um, you just have to be adaptable and flexible to the change and just see how it goes from here. Um, if you have pennies, I'm sure you probably have a jar or piggy bank or something like that full of them. Um, I guess hold on to them if you cherish the penny like that. But I feel like this is only really getting any type of attention because it's something that's new, and anytime something is new, it's always going to be very shocking. Um, a lot of people are afraid of change. A lot of people don't feel like, things need to change, but some people just really don't understand the ins and outs of how certain things work and, how much money can be saved by, changing up a process or bringing certain things to an end that is more so like a money pit than a money maker. And, I feel like this is one of them. I mean, the penny had to be the casualty, but, if we're going to estimate if we're estimated to save over $50 million, then again, I'm all for it. And it's no telling what's next. Um, I really don't foresee them ever getting rid of like actual paper tender. And even like I said, certain coins you're gonna need in order to, when people pay with cash, in order to change out their cash and all. But I feel like once the adoption of cryptocurrency is more widespread, people are going to definitely start using cash even less than they do today. Because a lot of people don't even have cash on them. They literally use either their debit cards or credit cards, or you have the swipes here with the NFC test, where you can just use your phone, just boom, pay, and you're on your way. Or Google Pay, Apple Pay. It's plenty of methods that you can use in order to pay merchants. PayPal, Venmo. The options are definitely endless now. It just depends on what you want to use, and a lot of people are going more towards finance with the DeFi stuff and the decentralization of the currency that's going on right now that's very popular, and we just have to be adaptable, guys. I don't want to keep kind of repeating the same things over and over again because I love just to give like my first opinion that comes to my mind, and I'm all for saving 50 something $1 million. I'll tell you that because we definitely need to save as much money as we can, and so it doesn't end up falling on the taxpayers and stuff like that. Because typically, that's what it does. And I just feel like a lot of people kind of just need to educate themselves on the purpose of government and the purpose of certain things before actually speaking on them. But it's okay to give your opinion from the knowledge that you have because a lot more people are going to relate to that. But also, you don't want to be out here, spreading misinformation, and you definitely don't want to be out here, causing confusion, because it's enough of that going on. But I'm gonna go ahead and close this video out. This is just my quick thoughts on them ending the mint of the penny. So pennies will still be in rotation out here. Pennies are still in circulation now in the United States. But we'll no longer be manufacturing pennies. Pennies cost 4 cents to make, as they were estimating to say, and pennies are only worth 1 cent. So you kind of do the math on that. But again, if you like this content, please like, comment, and subscribe. And this is Justin Paul. Peace.